But I do want to draw your attention to certain components of the different recommendations. From the beginning, the goal of the committee was to answer this question: are there any problems with the current public safety facilities in Crook County? And if there are, what could be done to help address those problems in the most cost-effective, efficient manner, and to share those findings with our county court and our city council? It was really that simple. The mission itself was not difficult. The coming to the recommendations was far more difficult. So I want to read about 3 sentences the recommendation, which is in the report. And here it is. Based on research and analysis of the issues currently facing public safety facility needs in Crook County, the committee recommends the following action to the Crook County Court and the Prineville City Council. The Crook County Public Safety Advisory Committee recommends constructing a new jail facility on county and city property in the area defined by Northeast 2nd Street, Northeast Elm, East 1st Street, and Northeast Court Street. In other words, right downtown near our current jail, county courthouse, and sheriff's office. The new facility should accommodate at least 70 beds and should be designed and built to accommodate future growth when needed. It's pretty simple. That's the recommendation. But what's behind that recommendation? Let's go through some points. After much discussion and some really good input from our elected officials, the committee agreed to study and answer these 4 basic questions. In order to maintain public safety and quality of life in Crook County, is there a need for additional jail beds, and if so, how many? Number 2, should the county renovate the current jail, continue to rent jail beds in Jefferson County, or build a new jail in Crook County? Number 3, to maximize operating efficiency, save operating costs, and what other public safety functions could be co-located with the jail if the funding were available? And finally, if a new county jail were built, where should it be built? So now let's double back and look at each one of those 4 recommendations in a little more detail. Recommendation number 1, is there a shortage of jail beds in Crook County? Most of the committee members had no idea of the answer to that question. I'm sure many of you in the room, the sheriff and his staff could have answered it, the police chief, but frankly, most of us had no idea. Out of sight, out of mind. I didn't see criminals running up and down the street, so I thought the bad guys were in jail somewhere. That's about what most of us knew. However, we quickly learned we were wrong, and the answer is clearly yes, there is a shortage of jail beds in Crook County, but that leads to the question of why. We currently have a total of 41 jail beds to serve our community. 16 of those are the old Prineville jail here in Prineville with 16 beds, and the county currently rents 25 beds in Jefferson County. In 2014 and 15, an average of 103 offenders per month served time in those jail beds, 41 of them, which means they were not in jail very long. Most people would, if they're sentenced to jail, would like to be in jail that long if there are 103 offenders per month in 41 beds. So clearly they weren't in jail very long. But more significantly, and I really draw your attention to this, 70 to 90 offenders a month are not in jail. They've been sentenced, but they're not in jail. They're walking around no different than the rest of us, but they should be in jail. Which means at any moment in time, there's twice as many people convicted or that should be serving time in jail as there are in jail. They're just walking around. The critical shortage of jail beds that we experience here in Crook County results in what we call matrixing. Can't say that word. A DLR consultant study prepared for Crook County in 2013 recommended that based on our population and current crime trends, that a jail of 67 to 81 beds is an appropriate size, and the committee believes at 70 beds, it's a price the community might be able to support.